what shall I do? And I think for me, the whole movie of the year this year was The Great Gatsby, visually. Not for everything else, but visually I loved it. And I wanted to do something 20s. So I decided to do a flapper girl with a bit of a Chelsea smile. Now Chelsea smile is, I think Joker made it really famous. Chelsea smile is when they cut the sides of your mouth and you're in so much pain that you scream and your whole like face rips open. Super, super gory, of course. So I thought it'd be appropriate for Halloween. So mine is a flapper girl with a Chelsea smile. I'm also going to show you how I've covered my eyebrows and drawn new ones in, because these are obviously not like where my eyebrows are. But the rest of the look is super simple. It's just kind of doing this, and I'm going to show you what I use. Now some of the products are available either in specialty makeup stores or kind of like Halloweeny party stores, that kind of stores. But because it's Halloween time, I'm sure that, you know, people will have no trouble finding it. I don't want the tutorial to be insanely long, so I'm just going to stop flapping about and get started with the tutorial. So as you can see, I've already concealed one of my brows. There's a lot of powder going on as well, because I kind of layer concealer and powder. So I'm going to do the other one quickly now to show you how I get rid of my 2013 brows and make them 1922 or something like that. So just start using a spoolie and brush your brow hairs down. Then I'm going to use, this is by Mehron, Spirit Gum, and this is what's going to make the brow wax stick to your skin. So it has a little brush inside. The brush isn't very good, but never mind. And I just brush over the brows. Then I take my spoolie again and I brush the brows back up, and then I add a little bit more Spirit Gum. And this kind of gets tacky. Remember to close it. And this kind of gets tacky, so I'm using the other end of my, this is kind of like one of those reusable spoolies. If you're using your proper one, then remember to wash it so it doesn't stay in. And I'm just kind of like smoothing my brows down. Now when this is tacky enough, it's like, you know, when you're sticking on fake eyelashes, you can't put them on straight away or it'll slide. So you'll feel like, now I can feel it's getting tackier, so it's going to be safe to put on my wax. So I'm using Ben Knight Nose and Scar Wax, and I'm just going to take a small ball, just like a small tiny ball, and I work it between my fingers for a little bit just to make it warm, and then I place it, actually the ball is probably even too big now, I'm going to place it in the beginning of my brow, just here. I hold on with my other finger, and then I am just going to smooth it out over the eyebrow. Doesn't matter if like it goes too far down, we're going to remove that in a second. Then you can use a palette knife. I can't find mine. I practiced last night and I completely lost it somewhere. And then I'm just getting rid of some of that extra wax, like under the brows where I don't need it. If you find your fingers are sticking to it, then wet them. Just really pat it all down. Then I'm taking some liquid latex. This one is by Kryolan, and I'm just using a brush and I'm going to paint the liquid latex over just to seal it in. I don't want the wax to be falling off in the middle of everything. Ooh. Then if you want, and if you're in a hurry, like I am, use a hairdryer. Not that loud, not that loud, not that high. And then just dry it out. Once it's dried out, because the hair underneath, first I do like a conceal of just like a skin color. So this is a Garftobian palette, but you can just use your own concealer, and I mix the yellow and the kind of tan color, just to get like a standard concealer. I'm going to use some MAC Studio Fix. This is NC15, and I'm going to very liberally, incredibly liberally, powder on top of that. And then if I feel that there's still a little bit on show, I take the pink one, because the hairs tend to be a little bit, when you put makeup on darker hair, like my eyebrows are darker, comes through a little bit green, so it's good to have a tiny bit of something pink or salmon or peach just to counteract that a little bit. Then with the same Studio Fix, I'm just going to go around my whole face and powder it. No other foundation needed for this. And I really feel like my face needs a little bit of color, so NARS Exhibit A, and this is the Illamasqua blush brush, and this is a very concentrated color, but we're not, you know, being that squeamish today. So I am just gonna put it very middle of my cheeks, like just concentrated. This is time to concentrate the color in the kind of very, very middle of the cheek. I'm then going to take the Illamasqua cream pigment in Mould, and I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm going to dab it on my eyelid. I'm just going to be quite haphazard about it. I'm not winging it out, I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just putting it on the moving part of my eyelid. I'm going to take the Sigma pencil brush, and I'm going to keep running the same pigment, and this time I'm going to do it under my eyes. So I'm using this brush to get into the lash line, but then I'm just going to take my finger and blend again. I'm taking the Lorac Pro palette. I'm going to use Deep Purple and the MAC 217. I'm going to go over that mold. And I'm going to keep to quite a circular shape. And then I'm also going to go under. And I know that this is going to look, well, the whole look is weird anyways, but you're going to go quite far under. You're really creating like a circle, like your eyes becoming a black hole, I guess. I'm more worried about keeping the color to the center and the under than to go into either corner. Then I'm taking, actually this isn't a clean 217, this is a tapered blending brush E35, and I'm going to use the Mauve color, and this is going to be our blending color. So I'm just going to go around that shape, but just much larger, and just kind of do a ginormous ginormous circle around your eye, but just really blend it out very well. A little bit of mascara. Oh, that was tight. Older the better, clumpier the better. I'm just going to put mascara just so that my very blonde lashes don't show from the fake lashes, but you know, if you've got dark lashes already, don't worry about this step. Now I have a couple of horrible straggly, like the remnants of extensions on my lashes, so I need help. I'm going to use the Eyelure Party Perfect Midnight Gorgeous Evening Wear Lashes. These have a little bit of a glitter liner on top, so I'm going to pop them on. I've got a video on how to put on fake lashes, so I'll link to it from here. Love these lashes. They're very 20s because they have that like glitter strip. It's super Gatsby, and then but they kind of like, they make your eyes look like bedroom eyes, I guess. We're going to do the brow next, and I'm just going to use my Fluidline in Blacktrack and an angled brush, and I'm going to really, my new brows will be very kind of angled down. So because I know where I want them to go in the end, this is where I'm going to start. So they're going to go very long. And very down. So I'm just slowly sketching them in. I don't want to go crazy at this point because I don't want to have to redo the whole brow thing. It's kind of the shape that I want. I want them to be very low and kind of down, but now I'm just going to start filling them in a little bit more. And I'm concentrating most of the weight of the brow kind of quite far out instead of in the inner corner like we normally do. So now we're going to do the main feature, the Chelsea smile. So it's back to the spirit gum, and I'm just going to put it where the wax is going to go. So I'm just going to brush it onto the skin. This brush isn't very good. I should really be using a different one, but oh well. There, and then we're going to take the wax again. I'm going to work it again a little bit on my fingers. This time we're going to need more, so I'm going to take the knife. I'm going to take about this much, and I'm just going to work it on my fingers to get it all nice and pliable. Probably going to need to actually put even more. And keep touching the spirit gum to make sure that when it's the right tackiness, the wax can go on. And then just from your inner corner, just kind of press the wax onto where the spirit gum is. Put more if you need to. I feel like I need a little bit more here in the start. And then you just start smoothing it out again. This time, it's not super important to be super smooth because this is going to be a scar. So I'm just kind of pulling it. I'm just pulling it onto the skin. I use my fingers and I also use the knife. I'm kind of like to go like that. Also, I've noticed when I was practicing this, the taller you pull your skin and then when you let it go, especially if you have big cheeks like me, you start getting these amazing wax folds, which look gross but effective. So I'm going to cover the whole area again with latex. Okay, I think we got it all. Hair dry. So, because I can't find my scalpel, I'm going to use tweezers to cut into this. So I'm going to start at the corner on and out, and just very slowly start cutting through the wax and the latex. And then you can make it as long as you like, of course. So I'm making contact with the skin with this, but I am not trying to cut myself for real. Cool. your Fluidline and a very thin black brush, working on the scar. So I tend to do the inside of my mouth here, and then I start doing the scar. Pull a couple of bits like out as well, just to make it that little bit gorier. So pull certain bits a little bit more down and fill with black. And I'm just going to use the same powder. I'm going to powder around. I'm more just kind of powdering so that it's not super shiny. So we're going to start bruising a bit. I'm going to take Illamasqua's Delirium, Delirium, and the stippling brush, and I'm going to start stippling around. So I'm going to start off slightly lighter. Kind of creating some bruising. So camera always cuts out when it shouldn't. It cut out when I was putting on fake blood, so I've got glue pink blood. I'm just using the other end of the spoolie. And I stick it into the scar. And then at bits I just let it run. Wish it hadn't cut off the blood part, because I really like the blood part. But you literally just stick it into that scar. You don't have to be too particular. And afterwards I just kind of took a very nasty looking my mind's gone blank. A nasty looking brush that's already covered in blood, and then just kind of stipple a little bit around it. So for me, the right kind of bruising that I got was using Mould and Delirium. You might, depending on your skin tone, you might use a different combination. But you can play around with the amount of blood, for sure. And for lipstick, we will have lipstick. I'm just going to use the tiniest bit of Mould and my finger and do the middle part of my mouth. Kind of very quick and easy. And that's all you need to do with the lipstick. So that's all there is to the look. The blood actually tastes quite good. You can't scream really, really loud or your face is going to rip, and that's, I guess, was the whole point of the Chelsea smile. But I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I'm so sorry it cut off a little bit when I was applying the blood and some of the bruising, but if you have any questions about that, leave me a comment below. And I really hope you have an amazing Halloween. And please let me know what you're going as. I love to hear like everybody's crazy, insane ideas. So yeah, thanks so much for watching and happy Halloween.